All right, everyone. Welcome to JK's Deal Reveal Remastered. And so we are here today to discuss in fact, we're going to talk about one deal in particular today. And that's why we are going to have a special guest speaker, action taker, who has joined us today, Renato Diaz. So, Renato, welcome here. In just a moment, I'm going to give you permission to talk and share with everyone your deal. So, this is JK's deal reveal. I hope you like the new and improved visuals to our weekly call. And for those of you who are it's the very first time, well, this is our opportunity to get excited together, to celebrate together, celebrate our wins, our victories. And this week we have Renato's. So we are getting excited because Renato is going to talk to us about his deal, how he looked at it, how it happened, and why actually he's going to take this call wherever he wants. And we're super excited to give him this platform to share with you and inspire you all listening at home, whether you're direct on our direct link on Zoom or you're listening in from the live Facebook broadcast right now, so that you too can share in this type of success. So we are looking at deals that sometimes are 4 times better in cash flow and discount at purchase compared to equivalent Canadian properties. We are investing where the numbers make sense. So big congratulations to Renato today. We are going to allow him to talk and share even his video if he wants to even go that far, share his screen. So Renato, can you hear me?
Hi, Kyle. Yes, I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Fantastic. How do you like the new intro slide? I know you've been on a couple of
Amazing. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Trina for this. Trina whipped this up, and I think it's going to stay for a little while. So here is Renato. There he is. Fantastic. So Renato, before we jump in, we share the screen. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good about this. Yeah.
Not about this call, about the property, about your first U.S. investment income property.
Well, butterflies in the stomach for sure. You don't know what you don't know, but you gotta try, right? So I think the process. I trust the process, the JK process. But working now the process, it's a bit scary, but I think you gotta work your fear and overcome it, right? So but I think in a month or two, when things are stable, the rents are coming in, renovations are complete, then just enjoying the benefits of a passive income.
Fantastic. Well, we know fear, right? Fear. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. You get to choose what fear does to you. So I love that you're bringing that in the mix, because you're absolutely right. Fear is the number one inhibitor of success, even of happiness. People who get overwhelmed by the fear, and deer in the headlights, years go by, regret sets in.
And every year I try to do something that gives me fear.
Yes.
Because it takes me somewhere, right? So it's part of the process.
Absolutely. Some people are like that. I'm definitely like that as well. You may not have known this, but it's my fear of public speaking that made me want to become a teacher. kind of messed up, huh? But look where it brought me today. It's so different motivations, right? The most precious real estate is up here. So enough about that. So tell us a little bit before you share your screen and we go through the kind of the mechanics here. How did it happen? How did this deal come to be?
Yeah, so after getting the entities and all the startup process, so I decided to, at least 10 deals a day, evaluate cash flow, property prices.
Yeah.
So started doing that until, I got a good grasp of the numbers, how they look like in Cleveland and comparables. So I said, okay, now I think I found one that was a good start. It was not perfect, right? But it would be a good one to start, and made an offer.
Beautiful, beautiful. That offer was accepted. Due diligence
Actually,
completed.
no, the offer was rejected.
Okay.
So yeah, they were asking 65K. I offered 55. No, actually 50. I was a bit ambitious there, and they said no. I'll drop it to 60 max. I said okay. Went away, walked away. A week later, or maybe 2 weeks later, they come to me and say, "Hey, I'll take 55." So I said, "Okay, I'll take 55 as well." I ran the numbers, makes sense. So they accepted.
Very nice. Congratulations. So a little bit of negotiation, a little bit of posture, a little bit of I don't careness happening. You let them go, you let them come crawling back, and you continued and you accepted it from there. Fantastic. All right. So that gives us a little bit of meat on the bone, a little bit of context here. So run us through the deal. Show us why those butterflies are in your stomach.
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen.
Yes.
So yeah, this is the property. So the address is right here. It's a 3-bed and 2-bath. As I said, 65 asking. We closed at 55, right? So I'm gonna follow the same process you do, Kyle, and you can make comments at any time.
Excellent.
So
I'm going to invite the people also on the call right now who are on the live Zoom. Put in your comments as you go too. Let's make this as interactive as possible as Renato is going through the motions here, showing you how quickly you can look and analyze this deal.
Yeah, so the first thing is to look at the crime in the area. So we have here some of it, but not too bad. But you have some, I think let me zoom in a little bit. So, bad checks, fraud, GTMV. I don't really know what that means, but.
Grand theft motor vehicle.
Okay, motor vehicle, okay. Petty theft. Yeah, so to me, I was comfortable with this. It seems to be, not too bad.
So it does have crime, right? We're certainly not going to pretend it doesn't. So that's part of the assessment. Glenville, though, it's in one of those opportunity zones. There's a lot of money being dumped into the Glenville area to revitalize and to bring it back up. So in terms of one of those inner cities areas, this is one that has a good opportunity for growth over the short, medium, and long term. Very good.
Yeah. So moving on, so we have at the listing was at 65. So I went to start looking for what's the price in the market for that kind of property. So in that time, Total View was showing 60 to 70. Right now, I think because we closed the deal last Tuesday, they already updated to 55. And same with the Zillow's estimate. But if you look at the comps in the area, a 3-bed, 2-bath, 64, 65. You have higher numbers in here, even for a 3-bed, 1-bath.
Right.
And my property looks really nice in terms of it was a homeowner was living there, was taking care of the property, so it looks really good. So I think could be probably towards 65 to 70 property value.
Very good. Excellent.
Okay. So, all right. So we got it at discount, number one on the checklist.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see the cash flow. So if we go to Rentometer and run the property numbers here, 3-bath, 2-bath. It kind of gives a good range here, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So the lower percentile is at 900, but the average is at 1400.
Yeah, but
So
we have our doubts about that average, right? First of all, the average is so far off the median. And so we're like, why is that? So the average is really, you do the average. Everyone knows what an average is. The median is the halfway point between all the data points. So if you put all from lowest to highest all on a straight line and you pick the one that's in the middle, that's the median. So what does that mean that the average is so much higher than the median? Is that there's actually quite a bit of those red high-end rentals. So look at comp B, G, L, M. Those are really significantly bringing the average up, but I would be very cautious of considering those as rental comps because they're on the other side of Superior Avenue. It's really in a different neighborhood, closer to University Circle, Little Italy. So, I'd be very weary of that. I'd be much more inclined to go closer to the green and the blues, the closer proximity comps, or maybe it's that second bedroom that's really pushing some really, really high comps further out. So if I were looking at this, I know that average is ridiculous. So I would just go see on a 3-1, see if it's pulling more comps closer to the subject property. So, I mean, you could even do that right now, Renato, in the bathrooms above in the search criteria. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's pulling a 1.5, it's pulling 2s, it's pulling 3s, it's pulling 5-bedroom places. So of course it's going to pull up. So now we have a much, much tighter range of comps as opposed to just looking on the other side with a lot of reds. And now we see near there, we have some greens and some blues that are really more local. And I think these numbers are much more realistic.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. So I was actually considering $1,000 in rents, given the condition of the property.
Perfect.
So that's what I use for my cash flow calculations. So
I think that's realistic, a little bit stretching, but keep in mind, you're looking at comps. Those numbers are comps for 3-1s, but you have a 3-2. So what we're looking at, I think you're going to get better than the numbers we just saw, but those are more relevant for that local micro area.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, we can actually run the analysis here with 900 as well. It's still cash flows. So yeah, so this is the scenario with financing.
Yep.
35% down, and this is the scenario of cash. Okay, so let's look at the financing first. So 55, 35%. So these are the numbers for the financing. Let me zoom in. I think probably better if I zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't hurt at all.
Yeah. So in rental income, I select 1,000. The quick rule here, the 2% rule, 1.8%.
And keep in mind, the normal real estate rule is the 1% rule. Like if you read on blogs and the 1% rule, make sure you're satisfying the 1% rule. When we do our training and we talk about the Midwest in Cleveland, we're like, aim for the 2% because they are possible, but really 1.5 and up is really where you should be looking if you're looking in a Midwest city. So 1.8, I see this and I was like, this is very strong rental income for the purchase price.
Yeah. To be honest, in Canada, to get a 1%, really hard. So very good. And the mortgage numbers, maintenance, insurance, property tax, these are all real numbers updated. A vacancy rate of 6%. And the maintenance, I assume 10% per month. Property management, 10%, and $20 miscellaneous. So that gives me a cash flow per month of $373.
Beautiful.
And
going through your summit here. So this is not the quick way to analyze, but if you have the numbers, by all means, before you buy it, you certainly want to take every step to get to the summit. So beautiful there. And I like that you do have a shit buffer as miscellaneous and as vacancy built into your numbers, which is nice.
All right. Yeah, so running the numbers here, I got the cash on cash of 20%, which is really good. An ROI of 27. If considering the principal payback in 3.7 years, I get my money back. And cap rate in 14%. If we use the quick method of 55%, right? So meaning cash flow times 12 times 0.55 divided by the property price, you kind of get a really close number. So makes sense.
Yeah. So I really like that you brought that up. The quick method brought us within 2% of where we're at, and doing all the due diligence, getting all the numbers, finally ends up being at 14. So did we really need to slow down in negotiation? Do we really need to potentially lose the deal to someone else who can move faster just because we're not absolutely sure that it's a 13.6% rather than a 12.4? You know, like, is that worth it enough to potentially lose a deal that ultimately would benefit from some speed? Because once they came back to you at 55, did you hem and haw for 2 weeks about it?
No.
Beautiful.
Took action right away. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, the quick method really works. Really gives you a good approximation. Yeah, and basically, if you run the numbers on cash, pretty similar numbers, excluding the mortgage, and 600 on cash flow, and you don't get as good cash on cash return because you're investing more upfront. But so actually, what I'm going to do is I paid in cash, and I'm going to refi to go to the financed mode.
Fantastic. Yeah, you're going to leverage it out, recuperate a good chunk of capital, and keep on running with it. Now, the advantage of putting the cash offer up front is that's probably what motivated them to come back to you at 55 to begin with. And maybe you could have said 53 and they would have said, yeah, like the cash posture speaks very loudly. And so that's what enables better deals in a lot of cases. And then you can turn around in a month or 3 months, refinance anyways. So why not? If you have a little bit of cash to throw around, I highly recommend you start your negotiations there. So really, really love that. So scroll up just for a second. I had another comment I wanted to show here, the cash flow. Okay, I just wanted to talk about this. So let's look at the cash flows with and without financing here. So we say that if you buy a property, we highly, highly recommend that you have $100 cash flow a month per door if you are buying with financing. Here, he has over 300 a month. And even if he were a little bit more conservative at 900 a month in rental income, he would still be, over 200, near 300 in cash flow. So there's his 300. And what do we say if you buy something cash on a unit in Cleveland? Aim for 500 a month in cash flow. So like Renato, in my book, this is checking all the boxes. Crime is a little high. It's the only thing that you want to be aware of, on top of. But in terms of numbers, checks all the boxes. Buying at a discount, your cash flow without financing is in place. I like this. Basically a 12 to 14 cap. Now that you changed your 900, I'm sure it went down a little bit, but that number is also including vacancy, which a cap rate doesn't typically include. All right, so you're even being more conservative on that number that we see down there, that 12% cap rate that you now see, or that 12% cap rate is actually very conservative because it's including the shit and the vacancy, which normally a cap rate does not include. It only includes the hard, actual known expenses, not the probabilistic expenses such as vacancy, turnover, and shit. So I like it. Approved. Did you want to? So let's ask the audience here. So is this a deal or no deal for you. And Renato, feel free to add anything else. Like, what was the biggest learning out of this whole experience for you?
I think that everything was was
Everything.
new, and was learning the whole process. So I think um, the negotiation was probably very interesting, because we're used to in Canada to not have too much room for negotiation.
Mm,
While it was interesting to just walk away and they come back 10 grand, more than 10% of the property reduced, right? So that's very interesting. And getting the connections, working with new people like the realtor, the property manager, the title company, all these new people that you have to create the relationship, all that was also very good learning.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Beautiful. There's a whole bunch of congrats and deals coming in the chat. Some are just coming to hosts and panelists and not sharing to everyone just because they didn't put the right option in the chat. But there's a whole lot of deals and congrats coming in for you, Renato, and from myself and Janie as well. There they are. There's more coming in, but they're only in my view. So thank you, Renato. Thank you for that share. Congratulations. Are there more deals in the pipeline?
Yeah, so we have this one that's closing tomorrow.
So you'll be on next week too. Wonderful.
But I think I'm going to start those two for now and get the ball rolling, and then we can look for more later. But yeah, but I'm excited to see the others in the group coming in with some properties as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. We all are. So hopefully your deal can be next. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. Yeah, exactly. So, so thank you very much, Renato. We're just going to wrap it up here with some closing slides and remind people that the deal reveal is every Thursday at 7 p.m. where if you have a deal that you'd like me to go through, or if you just closed on a deal, we'll say, hey, Kyle, yeah, I'm proud of what just happened. Would you like to be featured? Can I have a spot and share with the community what happened? Absolutely. That's definitely what we're here to do, to share and grow together under and with JK. And on that note, if you've never attended our weekend event, Renato, you attended our 2-day weekend event. And that's, I think, what got you started on U.S. real estate investing. Renato, one of the first things he said on the call today was, after I got my entity set up, right? That kind of could have passed really, really quickly in this call, but super, super important if you're going to be investing in the U.S. to do it in the right entity structure to protect yourself from bad actors and potential lawsuits and whatnot. We're in the U.S. We're not in Canada. We have to behave accordingly, and so that's all part of the blueprint for you. Also, on a side note, JK's entrepreneurship has set sail. Remastered, re-energized. It is really bringing to the next level. What is the entrepreneurship? It is our wake-up call. Every morning at 6 a.m., the ship sets sail with our early risers, right? That's where we go fish the big fish all together. And so if waking up early has been a struggle for you and you want to, wake up on the good side of the bed and start your day off with like-minded individuals who are all there to work together and accelerate their success, well, you're more than welcome to do so. There's a couple of, there's the health, which is 2 days and 1 bonus day a week. The wealth is 5 days plus 1 day a week. Basically, the idea is getting up early and learning how to sail this ship, which is entrepreneurship together. So if that's any interest to you, to go check it out, this is where you can get all the details. For those of you who are in the Now for Tomorrow Club, you get the health package included, no extra charge. Those of you who are an NFTC Experience member or a PAL partner or protege, you get the wealth package included as well. But all those details are here for you. www.n40.club/mastermind is where you can get the scoop on that. And this is our new NFTC logo as well. So a whole new, brand new colors and visuals for you. We're very excited. We've been working hard on it. So we hope you can join us next week. Join us next month, join us next year. We're here to stay. We're here to say that we're here to stay. And if you want your deal submitted or featured, just go to our website or send us an email, give us a smoke signal, get a hold of us, and it'll be our pleasure to help you on your way. So having said that, go get your miracle now for tomorrow.